All right, welcome back to the Sideline Report. I'm Marvin Jackson, along with Donna Hopkins and Barry Bad News Barnes. And first, we're going to answer this question, this old DC trivia question. And before last Sunday, Washington had won 21 straight games against Detroit at home. What year did the franchise lose at home against Detroit, and in what stadium? Donna?
Has to be RFK.
Oh, okay.
Because it wasn't at FedEx, but I don't know when it was.
All right, and you don't know what year.
Right.
Barry, what's your answer?
It was in Fenway Park, 1932. It was called the Boston Redskins.
You know, Barry,
I told you.
You're close.
Wrong.
You're close.
Oh,
you didn't get the year right.
Oh, my fault. 31.
1935.
Okay, 3 years. But I had Fenway Park.
October 13th, 1935 at Fenway Park,
And I said Boston Redskins.
where they play baseball now. And
wow.
that park is still alive.
Boston Redskins.
And they were the Boston Redskins.
See, I told you.
So very close.
Long ago.
See, I was
close,
there.
but no cigar.
That's right. You don't get anything.
You don't get a
prize.
cigar.
So at least get a lit.
Almost
That's
there
pretty
doesn't
good.
count, right?
Almost. That's only in
man.
horseshoes, right?
Count.
That's pretty good. Well, I tell you what, we spent some time with Jordan Reed, the new rookie sensation tight end for the Redskins, who actually started against Detroit. And we went one-on-one with him. Okay? To find out a little bit about his rookie experience.
Growing up, you know, I used to play a lot of basketball with my boys, Evans and John and those guys. And, you know, just playing ball every day helped me with my ball skills and, you know, able to use my feet like I'm dribbling the basketball and cross guys over and like that. And that helped me in my route game getting open.
At being a quarterback, did that help you as a receiver?
It definitely helped me as a tight end and catching the ball and things like that, getting open, reading the coverages, finding out who's guarding me and finding the holes in the defense and things like that. But when I first got changed, I didn't take it bad. The team needed it at the time, and I was the best option for that. So I went there, and it turned out to be a good thing. My mindset was to just work hard, and if I earned it, then that was the case, and I would get a lot of playing time. But if not, then I understood because it's great players. Coach Sean does a great job getting me ready every week before the game, and that takes a whole bunch of worry off my mind alone, just knowing that I'm prepared to be out there, and that alone just helps me be calm. Learning from Fred and Logan and Niles and all those guys are great players, and being able to watch those guys every day in practice helped me a bunch on the field and see what they do on the field, and I just translate that when I'm there. I don't really even see anything tough about being a rookie. It's fun, man. I'm living my dream, and I'm just having fun out here. And the best thing probably is that if I make a mistake, they say he's just a rookie, so maybe that's it.
What's your goals this year?
My goals are to be, help the team in any way I can, and, get better every week and keep making plays.
All right, that was Jordan Reed, and this guy has quite a future ahead of him, right?
I think so. The good thing about them drafting him is with Fred Davis being out last year with the Achilles injury and him just coming back, and Jordan Reed basically just stepped in that position and just excelled even in training camp. They loved him there. And like they said, make the most of your opportunities. He's done just that. This guy can really spread the offense around. He can block, he can catch, more like a wide receiver type tight end. So they're really utilizing him, and he's really stepped forward and done a good job. Just got nicked up a little bit against the Lions.
Yeah, let's wish him the best with that injury.
Yeah, because I definitely would hate to see him out, for injury, and knowing that Fred Davis still trying to get himself back together. But it's not a mistake when you have a quarterback that a professional player played a quarterback a long time ago, and he transitioned to be a wide receiver tight end because he know the spots on the field. Not once I saw and recall the season, although the season is early, that he always was in the right position to make that right catch. Hardly nobody was around him, or he at the same time he knew how to adjust to the ball. So when you have a player that came from actually changed from being a quarterback to a receiver, it works out a whole lot more because he had the smarts and intelligence, and he think like a quarterback and saying that if I begin this spot here or this hash or take this corner or if I take this up, I know that I can be able to make this play, and that's what he's doing so far.
Any comparisons to him and any other NFL tight end?
I give him a lot with Jimmy, the tight end over there with the Saints.
Yeah, because
Jimmy Graham.
Because what did Jordan say? He played basketball.
Right.
There you go. The reason why he can jump, and he's going to really, he's just a pure athlete. That's the bottom line. Even playing quarterback position, whatever, it's like night and day, wide receiver, quarterback. But this is just a pure athlete, and he's excelling. So I hope he's able to come back next week. But a thigh injury like that, that's tough.
That's difficult.
Wow, they definitely need, posting.
They don't need anybody hurt at this. They don't need anybody hurt at this moment.
Yeah, not in that position at least.
Right.
And speaking of next week, they go up against Oakland. In Oakland. Is that a good team for them to be playing right now?
Not the way how Oakland is playing. Right now, Oakland is that exciting team with Terrell Pryor being that type of quarterback in the backfield that scrambles, something that the Redskins defense really don't adjust to too well, especially early on in the game. So I think he will, cause fits early in that game. And with Darren McFadden back there, still a polished, running back. But at the same time, you look at Charles Woodson, a veteran in itself. They have a lot of players there that was like team captains just a year ago from a previous team. So they will go up against a more smart, underrated type defense. But I think the Raiders going to still squeak it out.
Well, like he said, did he just say the Raiders squeak it out? I caught that.
I heard something like that. I heard some bad news here.
Yeah, I feel like that. But I think the key thing is that you can't underestimate the Raiders. I mean, because so many years everybody said, we're playing the Raiders. It's like, oh, cakewalk. But I think the Redskins know that in order to beat the Raiders, they've got to go up there and play ball. They can't make the mistakes they've had in the last 3 games or so. Because like you said, they've got a running game. They've got a quarterback that's dangerous and so forth. But I think the Redskins, if they play, this is a game that they need to win. And they've got to go up there thinking that the Raiders are a Green Bay or one of those teams that they've got to go play them. So I think, unlike Barry, that the Redskins will get this game.
Okay, and what will they do? What will the Redskins try to accomplish to beat Oakland?
Well, hopefully they don't try to force.
The ball.
I mean, they need to run. Period. They need to get the ball out of Robert's hands and allow that offense to take what's given to them, because they are going up against an Oakland team, and there will be spots on the field. There will be opportunities out there for them to actually take advantage of, not necessarily create, because when you create, you oftentimes create mistakes.
I mean, it comes down to balance again. They've got to be able to run the ball because that's their bread and butter. But in the same breath, they've got to take what the defense gives them. If that means that Griffith can pick them apart in the secondary of the Raiders defense, that's what they need to do. And on the other side of the ball for defense, they've got to just basically contain him, quarterback-wise, cut down on the run like they did against Detroit, and and on special teams they've got to open up the lanes, because if you notice they had Josh Morgan back there returning punts, and Chris Thomas. I don't know if they're going away from him, but I heard Brian Mitchell say it doesn't matter who they've got back there returning punts and everything. They've got to be able to open up the seams, open up the lanes, and do blocking, because by the time those guys catch the ball, guess what? Somebody is in their face. So on special teams, they've got to pick up their play, because they're getting nothing.
There's no blocking.
Because they definitely have to have better protection up the middle, because last week when they played Detroit, if James Jones, that defensive tackle for the Lions, didn't get injured, he got injured in the middle part of the second quarter. When he got injured, that's when the Redskins started to move the ball, because the pressure up front was gone.
That's what I was saying in the press box. When that guy got injured, that was a big difference.
It changed everything.
That defensive line is strong, and he made them turn the ball back in a lot, because he was playing that defensive end. He was very athletic. I didn't know he was that good.
He's actually that call right in the middle that makes everything easy, you know, for everyone on that defensive front for Detroit Lions. So depending on how he feels, hopefully they can go further. But the Redskins got to definitely take what's given to them. Don't try to force anything.
All right, and then after the bye, they've got the Cowboys, Bears, Broncos, and Chargers. Is that going to be tough for them, or what?
It's tough.
So they really need to win that game.
They got to win the Raiders. They got if they're going to somewhat stay afloat, and have a respectable season, they got to win that Raiders game to get off into a good start going into those guys.
All right. Well, I tell you what. Let's talk about the rest of the NFL. Some key games coming up. What are some key games coming
Baltimore versus Buffalo.
Okay.
And when you think of Buffalo, I mean, this is a team that has to work out a lot of things. It's not a good team at all. And Baltimore, I think, is just strong, too strong to, you know, even think about losing to them. I mean, they got the running game, Flacco, everything's working. I don't think they'll have a problem with Buffalo.
Any other key games?
I would say that, you know, the Cowboys game to watch out for, and they play the Chiefs. That's going to be a certain game to watch out for, because the Chiefs is one of those teams that, when I talk about the Redskins, they're not trying to force anything. It's something there. Alex Smith is orchestrating that offense perfectly.
Did you think he was going to be that good?
Oh yeah, I have that's one of my wild card teams there. They can actually challenge the Broncos for that division if they continue to play the way they've been playing. Just take what's given out there for them, and their defense play very disciplined football, just like how the Cincinnati Bengals are. Their defense play very disciplined.
For real.
Yeah,
oh yeah,
they're for real. But two major games that's coming up is the Giants versus Kansas City and Philadelphia versus Denver. You're talking about NFC games that the Redskins will be really interested in. Kansas City is an up-and-coming team. I mean, this is a team that you better watch out for, too. And the Giants, I don't know what's going on with them right now. I think Philadelphia is going to have a problem with Denver, because Denver can really move on offense. And I think Philadelphia is getting found out about their no-huddle, speedy offense.
So who's going to win those games?
Well,
Kansas City and I think Denver.
City and Denver.
I definitely, you know, agree with Don on that, because Philadelphia right now, their defense having question marks, and their offense, they can't, you know, get out their own way, you know, to execute. And definitely, you know, I see the Kansas City getting away from that game. That Buffalo and Ravens game, you already know what's going to happen in that game.
I tell you what. We are glad that you guys could join us today. We don't have any question marks about what you all were saying today. That's for sure.
We have a question mark about him talking about the Raiders.
He did
say
the
Raiders.
Yeah, he did say that.
So definitely after that game is played.
So we do have one question mark.
That's it.
Bad news.
See, but the Raiders play within their own. The Redskins don't right now.
All right.
What's their record? What's the Raiders' record?
I know it. Exactly.
But at least they got a win.
They do have a win.
Well, I can't say nothing.
We'll have one after this weekend.
After this weekend,
we'll have a win. All right. Well, thanks, guys, for joining us. And we'd like to thank you for watching. And until next time, I'm Marvin Jackson for Barry Barnes and Donna Hopkins. We'll see you next time on the Sideline Report. Take care, everybody. Thanks.